Hey guys, Lexicon here, welcome back. Today we're going to take another look at The Division. Today I'm going to journey into the Dark Zone, the PvP-centric area of the game, so sit back and enjoy.
Where the infection hit hardest, to the point where no one, not us, not LMB, not anyone, could hold it. Now it's a gnome.
Okay, my last video I showed you some of the single-player campaign from The Division. Today we're going to take a look into the PvP area, the Dark Zone. The Dark Zone is the area around the Empire State Building that got hit the hardest by the weaponized virus. So the entire area is quarantined off.
Agent, I'm losing you.
Due to the lack of communication in the zone, it becomes an anything-goes area. What's interesting is that the best gear in the game apparently drops in this area, but only 1 or 2 items can drop at a time, so it becomes a free-for-all for who wants to get it. Now you have to call in an extraction chopper, which drops a line, and you have to put your item onto the line in order to extract it to get it to be contaminated, in order to actually keep the item when you leave the area. As you can see, it turns really bad really quickly. That dude just tried to take everybody out with a grenade, and he succeeded in killing a few people, but we managed to take him out. As you see, he turned red, I mean he's turned rogue, which has a bounty on his head, which now makes it everybody can start shooting back at him. Now, shooting back at him doesn't turn you rogue, it's only if you instigate the shot.
Damn, son. What a fucking hell.
One thing that I really do like about this zone is the open field of communication through your mic. What's interesting is you can hear other players as they're talking, so that actually helps you communicate quicker, but also you can hear them if they are communicating with each other, so if they're hostile, you can hear an idea what's going on. A lot of games have gotten away from that with the party chat system. Mainly people go sit in their own parties and you can't ever hear anything. I think this makes a really good addition to the game, especially in this mode. I remember back in the old days of Halo when you used to be able to hear the other players if they were coming up on you. That was always kind of an advantage. As you can see, there's also NPCs throughout the entire map too. They randomly spawn in and they'll drop items. There's also containers and things throughout. And you get a different rank on your Dark Zone based on your abilities. So like this one I need a rank 5 in order to open. There are also areas around the map that are greatly more contaminated than others. And you actually start out with a basic air filter for your mask, and you need different filters in order to actually stay into that area for a while. Otherwise, if you enter the zone, you actually start to lose oxygen. So you can stay in certain zones longer with the better filter you have. And I'm assuming, I really haven't explored too much into them, there's some underground and like the subway systems and stuff like that, that you're going to get better gear in those areas. Now here's an example of how a situation when people go to do an extraction can go bad really quick. So somebody has actually set up a flare to call in the chopper, and as you can see, somebody took a shot and suddenly all of these guys are hostile. So everything, all chaos ensues. The interesting thing is, like I said, anything you pick up has to go through quarantine before you can actually use it, so you have to extract it. But if you die, anything you have drops, so people can come up and loot your body, and then they can get it on the chopper and get a lot more. So it becomes a very betrayal-based system pretty quickly. And the good news is, because of the ranking system, it actually puts you into lobbies. It says player bracket 1 through 7 at the top. That means that I'm only going to have players that are 1 through 7 on their Dark Zone rank, so I'm not going up against the really high-level people. Also, you can see we're putting stuff on the line here for an extraction, and then somebody becomes a jerk and blows something up, which kills a lot of our stuff that was on there. So that means you can actually grift people by taking out their stuff on the line. Now, if you try to go lone wolf, you're probably going to be hunted down because you get bounties when you go rogue, which actually helps people get their Dark Zone rank up. But as you can see, this group of like 4 to 6 players have basically banded together to go rogue and are just wrecking everybody around them. The neat thing about this design is that it really adds something unique to this gameplay mechanic that only can be found in like survival games like DayZ or H1Z1, stuff like that. So really it's a matter of who's going to shoot first, you know, who's going to be a nice person, and sometimes it really doesn't pay off. As you can see right here, you know, I'm trying to help take out some of these guys, but this guy manages to kill me, but his buddy comes up behind me and takes me out. So, you know, there's always strength in numbers. And, you know, actually we'll say that it's really fun. Now here's an example of actually how the extraction process works. You have to go one of these marked areas They're scattered throughout the map, so there's many different areas in the zone like this. You have to send up a flare, which calls in a chopper, which gives you about a minute and a half before the actual chopper arrives. Now, as you can see, as this gentleman came up, I inspected him by looking at him, and it says he was non-hostile, so he's got a white bar above his head. But sometimes you can't tell that immediately. Now, he actually checks me out before the end of this, but you know, we're both waiting on it, so we're both being civil because we both have something we want to extract. Now, you don't want to just stand in the open because that does kind of make you a target. And as you can see, the chopper goes in, and I wait for him to actually go and make the move to the line. He starts putting his stuff on. I actually attach my stuff for extraction. Now this has to be taken back to your base, and it'll show up in your supplies at your base. And as we're actually going back into position, because we have to wait for the chopper to actually get out of here, this other random guy decides to run through, and, well, it does not end well for him.
15 seconds.
Happens to be hostile. I guess he's going for the loot. He's running from somebody, I'm not sure, but he gets mowed down pretty quickly by us. And as you see, it didn't turn out hostile.
Rogue agent neutralized.
As you can see, it did not end well for this gentleman. I wasn't able to get the loot. The other guy managed to steal it from me, but that's okay because we ended up getting the extraction completed, so we got our stuff. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I would suggest checking this game out when you get a chance. If you have, it's actually really cool. I think it's definitely worth picking up when it releases in March. If you liked the video today, please hit the like button below, and don't forget to share the channel. I'm trying to grow for more subscribers. And I will see you next time.